Now, this was a total request to talk about. I'm not a homeowner, a home buyer. I'm not in the market. But Viz, the guy, he comes in here, he does some video work and photo work for us. Phenomenal at what he does. He wanted us to ask someone about HOAs. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's having trouble with his HOA.
It sounded like he was.
So I don't even know what lane or how to come at it, but how to talk about it, I really don't know. But it seems to be a hot topic. I did look at it. It does trend on some weeks. Mm-hmm. So, does that ever come across your plate as far as an issue of people trying to buy a home? Or
Homeowners associations are the biggest pain in the ass in the world. Yeah. I mean, they're good, but at the same time, I put it this way. My dad hated his HOA so much he became the president, and then he hated his life more. Because it's like grown children complaining about the dumbest stuff that you could think of. Like, oh, his trash cans are 2 inches onto my grass, or you can't paint your house this color, or you can't wash your cars in the driveway, or we got rules about this. It's just stupid rules. Yeah. You know, that not even like a government agency. It's just a group of people who live in the community who decided we're going to come together and we're going to make the rules. And some of them are just ridiculous.
But no, in my experience, and I've owned 3 different homes now, the people that generally are on the homeowners association are like, they don't have real jobs. Yeah. They're like on disability, or they have jobs that like
they don't get paid to be there.
Right. But they have time to screw around and like make sure that like, you know, my driveway is what do you call that? Power washed or that crap. Like, I'm actually working. Like, I don't have time to patrol the neighborhood and make sure that, you know, your house paint matches, you know, and the trim and this crap.
Yeah, that's funny. They got all the time to point out the crap that they want you to fix, but when you try to call them as a realtor to get information from them when you're trying to make a sale, they don't answer the phone.
Oh, okay.
Like, you can't get a hold of anybody. It's like, does somebody work here or what? Like, but then you're constantly getting letters in the mail like, hey, you're gonna get fined this much money every month until you fix this. I mean, the HOAs can also be good though. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you don't want to live in a neighborhood where people are parking their cars in the grass, and you know, maybe short-term rentals that are getting a little bit out of control, they definitely will keep the neighborhood in order.
One of their main jobs is to upkeep the property value, right?
Well, I mean, that's the main goal is to you know, let's try to regulate certain things in this community to keep it at a certain standard, so we keep our property values in a certain place. It can get a little overbearing. But, you know, if you live in a community that doesn't have an HOA, somebody next to you can paint their house pink and, you know,
there's nothing you can do.
Put a toilet in their front yard and it's fine.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. There's a value to it, but it could be a little over the top and oppressive to you at times.
Some are okay. Some are like easy to deal with. Some are just ridiculous.
Now, do you like? I'm sure like you're familiar with like certain communities, and like, will you tell a prospective buyer that like, you got to realize this particular homeowners association, this is going to be brutal, or do you just?
Yeah, it depends if I've dealt with it before. I mean, there's so many communities that, you know, some of them I have dealt with a few times. They're generally, you know, more higher sought out areas. So if I do know something about it, you're not supposed to steer in real estate. It's actually against one of the code of ethics or the, you know, rules and regulations of real estate, steering of people. But generally, it's more like you don't want to steer people away from lower income areas, or, you know, for things like, you know, race, religion, or whatever.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
but I don't know if necessarily steering somebody away from an HOA that might be a nightmare is illegal.
Right.
No, that's true. That's true, man.